Today, I'm doing Blender again. I was trying the YouTube tutorial I watched. I got it set up in the corner for you guys. Pretty sick. He said to try and model the plate by yourself first, and I tried to do that, and I kind of got it, but I didn't really like it, and it was kind of hard and weird, and it didn't really look right. So I am going to just watch how he does it and see if that is a better way. You have arrived. Hello. I'm doing some modeling in Blender. These are my donuts. Hello, hello. This is them fully rendered. It's gonna take a second. Every time I move my camera, it has to think. I'm using my GPU to process. But it looks pretty sick. So that's why we do the modeling. It doesn't have that weird grain. Hello, hello. I think my headphones are not connected. Early. Let me do that. I need to be able to hear the YouTube video. But yeah, so essentially, make a new collection. Call it plate. Whoa, that scared me. That jump scared me so bad, Nova. Anyways, I was trying to model. Like, let me go over here. Do it over here. I was trying to model a plate, right? And I thought if I did a cylinder. Okay, well, first of all, what is this? What is happening? I have a weird thing selected. Oh my god. Delete that. Try again. Shift A, cylinder, and then I want it to be pretty small because we don't need this many vertices. We need like maybe 20. And radius, depth, and small. 1. Okay, right? And then we move this over here. This is what I thought, like, I thought I could do a plate like this. And then if I go into edit mode and selected this face, I could make a bevel. But then I couldn't figure out how to, like, properly, like, inset it, I guess. I don't know how to do a reverse bevel because I was like, maybe I will. Essentially, I kind of like did this and then I duplicated this bottom part and then set it on the top so that it was like, you know, anyways, it was really weird and it didn't really work out too great. So I decided to, I tried, and now I'm gonna see how to properly make a plate to put my donuts on. Because why are my donuts just sitting on the counter right now? Enough. Can I just select it? I no. Yes. Yes. If I just select the bottom, it should move them all with each other. I need to zoom in. And then there. Let me just move them out of the way. The donuts can sit over here. Okay. Time to watch the YouTube video. You guys and the Vine Booms today. You watching my stream on YouTube? Hello, Cavern.
Go ahead.
I I I didn't even see it until just now because I was messing around with the. Hi, donuts.
Click here and see how we build the rest of the scene and build that plate.
So this is the YouTube tutorial I'm watching.
Blender was downloaded 17 million times. Crazy number. It's not the total number of users because some people are downloading.
So feel free to hang out and watch with me while I learn.
From years prior. But the best guess of Blender's total user size is about 10 million. 10 million Blender users. But I now have to follow it with some rather sad news. Only about 3,600 of them are actually contributing to the Blender Development Fund. That means, and this is the scary bit, if you were to fill the Yankee Stadium with 46,000 Blender users, only about...
We gotta wait for him to get through this because the video's so long it's hard to skip forward.
Now, not only is this not a great...
He's gonna ask us to support Blender, and you know what? One day I probably will.
Slower than paid software. Like I mentioned previously that the texture painting features of Blender are rather limited and old. Well, they've wanted to build proper PBR texture painting for years, but they lack the funds to hire a full-time developer. The same applies to the broken fire and fluid simulator, the video sequence editor, the list goes on. And we would have all of these improvements today if we only had the funds. So last month I was at the Blender Institute speaking to Francesco Citti, and he asked for my help to bring awareness to this.
Okay,
so
buddy.
I'm asking you right now, that's right, right now, donate. If you're enjoying this series and you like Blender, then please pause this video right now.
We'll decide later.
To sign up and pick a plan. Not only do you get to be one of the cool 17 people in the stadium that's donating, but you'll know that the amazing story of Blender gets to continue because of you. And if you do join the development fund because of this video, then please comment below with #JoinedBlender so that I can tally up how much of an impact this little PSA and the series has had as a whole. So, with that out of the way, let's get on to the tutorial.
Yes.
So how'd you go with your homework? Did you take
creating the plate? I tried to make a plate.
Or did you wait for me to show you the answer? Hope you did.
I really did.
You're only cheating yourself, as the teachers say.
No, I really did.
Seriously, give it a shot if you haven't already. I do think it helps you to learn. But if you don't want to, can't stop you. But I'll show you now how I created this plate.
Yes, please.
So first of all, I load in the image reference first. And I haven't shown you how to do that yet, so I'll show you now. If you go to the top of the screen until the cursor changes on that line there, just right click and then say vertical split. And then I now get 2 duplicate windows.
Wait, what? Vertical split. Cool.
This second window I can now make any other window type. So the one I'm looking for is image editor. Now go
image editor.
Image and open. So this is the image we're going to use. It's one from Polygon because it's actually one of our models. It's a real ceramic plate that we photo scanned, turned into a model. But I thought it's also just a really nice.
All right, I am not, well, I know how to do this, so that's very, but, oh no, go back. Okay, it's, because I can see on the
nice, simple modeling exercise for beginners, so why not model off of that? Okay, so Shift A, because you got to start with something. Now, a lot of you probably started with a cylinder, and that's a fine way to go about it, but I know from experience that the cylinder's got a top face on it that we don't need, and then the normals have to be flipped, and you have to deal with the size, and I find it's actually just easier to start with a circle.
Okay, so clearly that was my issue.
So, the circle settings, we obviously want to turn the radius down to be, yeah, just, I mean, I think a plate is roughly the size of like 2 donut widths anyway, like roughly 24, 30 centimeters, whatever. So anyway, I raised.
Okay. Circle. I did try with a circle as well, but I think my plate needs to be a little more because my donuts are bigger than it. I like chunky donut.
Radius of around 12 centimeters. Now, the vertices, that's the resolution of your mesh, right? Now, if you might remember when we did the donut, when we added the torus, I said it's good to start with a low poly mesh to begin with because
Yes.
it's easier to add detail than it is to try to take it away later. And that's true, and it's good advice for like organic flowy shapes. But in this case, I know that looking at the reference, it's got bevels, like tight bevels here and here. And it's going to be a lot easier to control that if I just use the bevel tool as we model rather than trying to use a subsurf modifier later. Which is all to say that the resolution of the circle that we start with, I actually want to be the final representation. So essentially, this needs to be as round and high resolution as it needs to be until so that I won't see any jaggedness in the final model. So I actually went with 100 vertices,
Okay.
which is quite high poly, but we have got the camera really close to it, so I think it makes sense. Okay, so in edit mode, make sure you're in vertices select mode. I've done recording so many times I can't remember when I've actually taught something or not, but you can swap in and out of these modes, by the way, by hitting the 1, 2, and 3 key. So 1 for vertices, 2 for edge, and then 3 for face select. Okay, so with vertices select, I'm going to start by creating this lip that goes up. So
Wait. I need to move this. Why does my circle start with no? Is it? Wait. Undo. Oh god. It crashed my blender. It did not like. I streamed it the other day, it was fine. Don't worry about it. I want my plate over here. Now it's fine. Don't even worry about it. A circle. Let me get back to where we were. Point 2. And I really don't feel like this is necessary. But we'll do 100 if that's.
and then Z to modifier later. Which is all to say that the resolution of the circle that we start with, I actually want to be the final representation. So essentially, this needs to be as round and high resolution as it needs to be until so that I won't see any jaggedness in the final model. So I actually went with 100 vertices, which is quite high poly, but we have got the camera really close to it, so I think it makes sense. Okay, so in edit mode, make sure you're in vertices select mode. I've done recording so many times I can't remember when I've actually taught something or not, but you can swap in and out of these modes, by the way, by hitting the 1, 2, and 3 key. So 1 for vertices, 2 for edge, and then 3 for face select. Okay, so with vertices select, I'm going to start by creating this lip that goes up. So E
E.
and then Z to lock it on the Z axis to about there. I mean, we don't have measurements, but that looks like it could be plausible. And I think it's on a slight angle, very slight, so I'm going to scale out just by hitting S. All right, now for
What? Make it a little. Bro, this is so much like smarter than what I was trying to do.
For this next part of the lip, I'm going to hit E to extrude again, but I don't want to move it anywhere. I want to do it exactly where it is, but then scale it out. So right click and then S to scale out. All right. And it's a good idea also to just zoom out and see in proportion to the plate, is that lip about the right size? I think it is. That's pretty good. And now I'm going to do another lip on the other side, just going up. So E, Z to about there. That's pretty good. And then S to scale out as well. Okay, awesome. Now, when you add in a circle, it doesn't come with a face by default. So if we go into wireframe mode, which also you can swap, sorry, not that mode, wireframe mode. You can swap in and out of these modes at the top here by holding down the Z key. So solid view and wireframe. I usually just quickly flip in between those like that. All right. So if I hold down Alt and click on this line, you can see there's no face in the middle, because wherever there is a face there should be like this orange tint. So when I Alt click here, I don't see the orange tint, which means I need to have a face. So F to create a face. Now we need some bevels. Okay, so we need a bevel that goes here, another one that goes here, and another one that goes here. So we did that when we added the sprinkle, and the hotkey for it is Control B. But I don't want to just create like the same bevel here and then do another one here and then another one here. I can do them all at the same time. So if I hit Alt and Shift and then clicked on these lines, if I did Control B now, I would get a bevel everywhere. But the problem is that I'm also getting the bevel on the lines that are going this way, right? Like these lines, which is not what I want. But it doesn't know that I don't want them there, because those are edges that are also selected, right? This line that goes like that. So what you need to use is just a different tool. So instead of vertices select mode, I'm going to use edge select mode. And now when I hit Alt click on that line and then Shift Alt click on this line, it's only selecting those edges and not the edges in between. Which means now when I do Control B to create that bevel, I'm getting the bevel just where I want it on those three.
My Control B did not. Oh. Oh. Almost. The oh, oh, oh my. It's doing the bottom. um Interesting. Maybe because holy. I don't remember how to print it. Blender. maybe mode. Isn't his like
because wherever there is a face there should be like this orange tint. So when I alt click here, I don't see the orange tint, which means I need to have a face. So F to create a face. Now we need some bevels. Okay, so we need a bevel that goes here, another one that goes here, and another one that goes here. So we did that when we added the sprinkle, and the hotkey for it is Control B. But I don't want to just create like the same bevel here and then do another one here and then another one here. I can do them all at the same time. So if I hit Alt and Shift and then clicked on these lines, if I did Control B now, I would get a bevel everywhere. But the problem is that I'm also getting the bevel on the lines that are going this way, right? Like these lines, which is not what I want. But it doesn't know that I don't want them there because those are edges that are also selected, right? This line that goes like that. So what you need to use is just a different tool. So instead of vertices select mode, I'm going to use edge select mode. And now when I hit alt click on that line and then shift alt click on this line, it's only selecting
why is
those
mine not
edges
doing
and not the edges in between.
mine is like a different thing going. Mine had 2 for some reason. Mine's not beveling at all. This is why Blender is so confused. Thick do I want it? Not very, I don't. What if I do it the other? Doesn't really. Okay. Here we go.
Which means now when I do Control B to create that bevel,
It's a pretty good looking plate.
just where I want it on those three
Very flat.
edges. All right, now the tightness of that, it's pretty tight, but it does need to be a little bit higher poly.
Oh,
so I'm
wait.
mousing.
Probably 3 is good.
Sorry, scrolling up on my
Play
on
to my plate.
to about there. That's good. And now solid view.
Andy.
Great. Pretty good. All right, getting there.
I actually don't. I don't like how thin it is. I want my plate to be thicker.
Now, we got a paper thin plate. We don't
Okay.
want that. So for thickness, I'm hoping most of you got this right, but it's our old trusty modifier.
Oh, rusty old modifier. Wait, what is it before? Generate. Solidify. Guys, my plate is thick now. What the hell? Like, 0.2. No. 0.02. 0.002. Okay. Okay. Let me try 0.03. I like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see.
Solidify modifier that we used previously. It's too thick by default. I think I went with 0.004, like that.
I like my plate a little thin.
All right. And then because I want to do a bevel on this edge here, I can't do it unless this solidify modifier is applied.
Right, so then we have to apply it. But first, we need to go into... Oh my god. Why does my plate have... I'm gonna smooth it out later. Plate looks so good. And then I want to apply a bevel. Right there. Like mine not
So
be
drop down
round.
and then hit apply. And now in edit mode, I've got both of those edges. So again, holding down Alt and Shift Alt, click on those two edges.
Wait, he said do it to both of them? You can just join them together. Kind of hard to control. Boom. Beautiful plate.
And now I'm going to do another bevel right here. Control B and pull it out. Now you'll see that it reaches a point where they start to overlap, and that's not good. I don't want that. I do actually want it to be a complete round form, like really, like essentially that. But you can see I can't really get it exactly right where they're just like meeting in the middle. So there's actually, when you're in certain states in Blender, you'll see at the bottom of your screen along, let me just do this, along this line here, you can see you've got a number of shortcuts that it lists. And one of them says C for clamp overlap. And currently it's listed as off. So if I, oh dear, let's cancel that. If I, when I hit Control B, whilst I'm in this state, if I hit C, it will turn clamp overlap on.
What? Wait, I'm gonna do that instead. Clamp. Boom.
Which means it will only
Most beautiful
bevel
plate you've ever
until the point
seen.
that the edges touch, and then it will stop. And that is exactly what I want. So I'll just click to confirm. And now we have a plate. But when you're modeling something like this, it's very common. If you're doing like extrusions and then you're canceling the extrusion and you're scaling out, you can end up with vertices on top of vertices. And in fact, when we did that bevel clamping thing, I think what it's done is it's got two edges and they've now merged the vertices in the middle, but it's sharing the same space. So whenever you've got two vertices in exactly the same space, you can have like artifacting that will occur later on. So after I model something like this, I just go into edit mode. I select everything by hitting A, and then I want to find all of those vertices that are accidentally in the wrong place, and then hit M, and then I want to say merge by distance. And now you can see on the bottom of my screen, look at that, it merged 300 vertices. I've modeled this plate a few times. Sometimes it
Wait, go back.
So if I, oh dear, let's cancel that. If I, when I hit Control B, whilst I'm in this state, if I hit C, it will turn clamp overlap on, which means it will only bevel and to the point that the edges touch, and then it will stop. And that is exactly what I want. So I'll just click to confirm. And now we have a plate. But when you're modeling something like this, it's very common. If you're doing like extrusions and then you're canceling the extrusion and then you're scaling out, you can end up with vertices on top of vertices. And in fact, when we did that bevel clamping thing, I think what it's done is it's got two edges and they've now merged the vertices in the middle, but it's sharing the same space. So whenever you've got two vertices in exactly the same space, you can have like artifacting that will occur later on. So after I model something like this, I just go into edit mode. I select everything by hitting A. And then I want to find all of those vertices that are accidentally in the wrong place, and then hit M, and then I want to say merge.
Muted him. Merge.
Of my screen, look at that. It merged.
Not.
It's sharing the same space. So whenever you've got two vertices in exactly the same space, you can have like artifacting that will occur later on. So after I model something like this, I just go into edit mode. I select everything by hitting A, and then I want to find all of those vertices that are accidentally in the wrong place, and then hit M, and then I want to say merge by distance. And now you can see on the bottom of my screen, look at that. It merged 300 vertices. I've modeled this plate a few times. Sometimes it deleted like 400 vertices. Usually it deletes 100. Evidently, when I was doing the extrusion and then canceling it, I think I maybe did it a few times. So we had like 3 rings essentially in the exact same place. So that's why you do that step, because if we didn't, then
What is, like, my bevel got messed up, so probably gonna have to redo. Is see these little weird things. Right, what is it's we're gonna try again by myself this so circle. Up and then maybe we give it a little tall. And then it's a little bit, then rude and scale it outward. And then extrude on the Z. And then add a face. I'm gonna get faster at this. And then we're gonna bevel these. Okay. And then we are going to add a modify and solidify it. And like kind of like, but that honestly maybe is just too thin. Maybe he's right. Or it looks kind of nice. And then we need to go into Momo. So get out of here, you stink. Bam. Bam. Then apply it. Now it's solid. And then we go back into edit mode. And then we want to bevel these, but clamping it. Okay. I think I did it better that time. That looks so much better. Okay. And then maybe I shouldn't shade it to be smooth yet. Maybe I should wait. And then wait, the thing with N, I need to be in it. A, M, merge by distance, 529. Okay. I think that's because I don't need the default. Probably good.
And you would have that and you wouldn't know until you see artifacts later on. All right, but that's it. We now have a wonderful looking plate, and we can close that. Oh yeah, I should
Mine's like kind of a bowl.
So when you are closing something, you can go here on this edge and you can right click and then say join areas. The other way is if you go to the top right hand corner of the screen, you get this little like targeting cursor, and then if you click and drag left or right, that will also merge. It's just that's how you used to create windows.
I'm gonna go into object mode. And I want my item to be at 0. And then it is honestly kind of big. Maybe I do make it. Okay. And then my donuts. What? So cute. Let me shade this. Ah, so cute. Now I need like a material. Maybe I should make one of them look like it has a bite taken out. Oh, look, they're on a plate, guys. Oh, it's beautiful.
In Blender, you can also drag out from it, and that will split the view. it's kind of an old habit of mine, but most people just prefer to, like, until the cursor changes, right click and then say that. But I still do that sometimes, and then I forget I'm doing a tutorial and I have to explain it. All right, so the plate, we want to make it smooth, so right click, shade smooth, and the reason we have flickering right here is the top of our plate is overlapping with the countertop. So we just need to move this up slightly so that it's not doing that. And if you actually go underneath your countertop, this is usually a very easy way to quickly make it so that it's touching. You just have a little bit of overlap, and then, yeah, then it looks plausible. Awesome. We have our plate. Now, if I move out here, you can see this big giant arrow thing. This is our camera, and it's just too big. The visualization of it is so big that I've got lines in the way, and I don't like it. It's actually a pretty good scale for a normal scene, which is, you know, usually tens or hundreds of meters, but we're so small that this camera is just too big. So in the camera tab, go to viewport display and then just turn down the size, right? And I'll go for, yeah, like 10% of what it was to about a 0.1. Okay, great. So what we want to do now is start laying out the scene. So first and foremost, I'm going to go into looking through my camera view, and I want to get the camera placement right. So hitting Shift tilde key to put me into fly view, and then just scroll.
That's helpful.
Scrolling down so that you get really small movements. Not that small, so scroll up a little bit, all right? And then I'm using Q and E to just change the height of the camera to be rough. And then if you click and drag left or right, that will also merge. It's just that's how you used to create windows in Blender. You can also drag out from it, and that will split the view. It's kind of an old habit of mine, but most people just prefer to, like, until the cursor changes, right click and then say that. But I still do that sometimes, and then I forget I'm doing a tutorial and I have to explain it. All right, so the plate, we want to make it smooth, so right click, shade smooth, and the reason we have flickering right here is the top of our plate is overlapping with the countertop. So we just need to move this up slightly so that it's not doing that. And if you actually go underneath your countertop, this is usually a very easy way to quickly make it so that it's touching. You just have a little bit of overlap, and then, yeah, then it looks plausible. Awesome. We have our plate. Now, if I move out here, you can see this big giant arrow thing. This is our camera, and it's just too big. The visualization of it is so big that I've got lines in the way, and I don't like it. It's actually a pretty good scale for a normal scene, which is, you know, usually tens or hundreds of meters, but we're so small that this camera is just too big. So in the camera tab, go to viewport display and then just turn down the size, right? And I'll go for yeah, like 10% of what it was to about a 0.1. Okay, great. So what we want to do now is start laying out the scene. So first and foremost, I'm going to go into looking through my camera view, and I want to get the camera placement right. So hitting Shift tilde key to put me into fly view, and then just scrolling down so that you get really small movements. Not that small, so scroll up a little bit, all right? And then I'm using Q and E to just change the height of the camera to be roughly where I want it. All right, so I'm going to have
I don't get it. He says scroll down to get slow movements or something. But when I scroll, it zooms. Here's my scene.
a stack of donuts. So I'm going to have like one here, one here, one here. So I'm just making room for that, essentially. I shouldn't use this annotation tool. It's being replaced in Blender. Like the new grease pencil is going to be pretty amazing. But anyways, it's the old annotation tool. So yeah, let's start stacking some donuts. So selecting the base donut and then shift selecting the icing. I'm going to duplicate that by shift D and then moving it up along the Z axis. And
What the hell? I want this one. This is my first donut. It's getting stacked. Shift D. Move it along the Z axis. Boom.
until they start to touch. Now there is actually some new snapping tools in Blender that is pretty handy, but from experience, having tried it for this, there's so many like little pieces of sprinkle and everything that you're going to have overlapping anyway, because donuts are quite spongy, so they would be, you know, it would be plausible that it would be like kind of squishing the sprinkle. So it's okay to have some clipping. So something like that is okay. Now I'm going to do another donut. So shift D again, move it up along the Z axis to about there. And I want to make it an interesting stack, not just like a straight stack. So I'll move these around so that we've got kind of like an S shape, like that. All right, duplicate these again. So this is going to be a stack of 4, like so. And then this one, I'll pull back this way, rotate that, go down. All right, and pull it back a little bit. Okay, lovely. Now, looking from the camera, you can see a pattern that has emerged. So you can see this is the same as this, is the same as this, and the eye is very good at detecting patterns, so that's going to be a very big deal breaker for the viewer. They're going to notice that, and it's just going to make the picture look worse. So with each donut selected one by one, I'm going to hit R and then tap Z, and that's going to just rotate along the Z axis. But you can see if I just tap Z, that axis that I put it on a little bit, like just tilted it, it's now like reverse the tilt because I'm rotating along the Z. But what you can do is you can rotate it along its original axis by not tapping Z once, but twice. Okay, and you can see that the line has now changed a little bit because that's putting us now into the local Z axis. So the original rotation of that donut, it's the Z axis on that one, not the scene one. So yeah, that's the way I will do it. And I just want to rotate it until I get a different pattern. So now I've got these little wavy shapes, that's good. Now this one, I'm going to tap R and then Z and Z again. So it's the local axes. That's pretty good. And then this one, I'll do the same thing. R, Z, Z, and just move it a little bit that way. All right. And now it's a lot less predictable. Cool. And now the same thing for this one. So I'm going to do a stack of 3. So 4 and then 3 on this one. So shift D, Z, and just coming in here. This isn't hard. This is just, it's just a little finicky, right? It would be good actually if you could use motion, sorry, not motion, like a simulation. Blender does have rigid body tools, but it's again, if we had more funding from some people, we could improve it because the rigid body tools are pretty janky. They don't work well for small objects and it's very fiddly to set up. But I've seen other tools, plugins that people have made for like Unreal Engine, where placing objects is actually a simulation. So you just draw across the plane and you could have like donuts just spawn in and like tumble on each other. And it just means that you don't have a lot of this finicky hand placing of stuff. But for a simple scene like this, I would probably hand place the donuts anyway because you can finesse it a lot better than you would in a simulation anyway. All right, so just like before, try and make it look interesting as I can. Move this one closer. That's pretty good. And then, so that we don't have the repeating shapes, R, Z, Z, like that.
Little hacker.
Good actually. This one. It's a little bit further. Okay.
Wonder if I can lock in.
All right, there we go.
Then I can.
Wait, mine looks so cute right now.
I never did that part.
Oh.
I stopped once. What I wanted to learn to do. Gotta check my
Wait. Why? As wait, what is happening? Accidentally selected the Let me make sure the donuts. Oh my god, it looks so good. And I want these ones to be different. Different. Different color.
juice.
Okay, this one. Blah, blah, blah. Ow. Here, if I have to make a separate type. Cool. Okay, we're gonna see what he has. I'm sure he'll say.
Oh, did I not hit? Hang on. Did I? Z? Oh, okay. I thought maybe I didn't tap Z twice, but evidently I did. It's just, it's got this weird gap, which I kind of have to close now. Okay. Sorry if you can hear traffic. I am right next to a road. I thought, hey, I need an office. Why don't I get an office right next to a busy road with glass? But I'll be moving out of here soon. Planning to move country, if I can. I won't say where I'm moving to. No, I'm planning to move to the United States, actually. Looking to get a visa because I want to move to LA. LA. It's where all the other YouTubers are. And I don't know, every time I go there, I come back with like a bunch of ideas. And yeah, so I'm moving if I can. Still waiting for a visa to be approved, but we'll see. All right, so I'm just making small adjustments here and there. All right, and the final donut that I will create, take this, I'll just take this bottom one, Shift D, and I'm going to make a donut which is going to be like rotated to the camera a little bit. So yeah, let's move on one axis, Z here, and it's just going to be like this. Because this is a much more readable shape that tells you exactly what it is. Because I mean, these stacks could make you believe that maybe it's bagels or like little mini cakes or something like that. So having this one rotated towards the camera makes it very clear that these are donuts. Awesome. Right. Cool. Now, it wasn't supposed to be that we have round sprinkles on this side and then long sprinkles on this side. That's just because we were duplicating shapes. But because we've done this with geometry nodes, it's really simple to just swap it out to be something else. So this one here, I actually just want it to be the long sprinkles. So in your geometry node dropdown,
Cool.
click long sprinkles, and there we go. It's just swapped it out.
What is this one? Oh, because I didn't click on this. Oh. I want this one to have.
And now I can mix it up a bit. I can say this one here, I want to have round sprinkles. This one at the bottom, I don't want to have any sprinkles. So it's just a bare donut because those do exist, right? This one, I'll say round sprinkles on there, and then I'll make this one long sprinkles. Yeah.
My donuts are not big.
Yeah, and then maybe this one I'll delete it as well. So we get like two plain ones. That's pretty good. And there's a big gap here. I don't know why. How did that happen? What did I do wrong? Evidently I made a big gap. By the way, here's a tip. If you so if you just hit R, you're in like tilt mode. But if you tap double R, so you tap R twice, it's now in trackball rotation mode, which depending on your view can be what you want. So I just go there, double tap R, and I just rotate it towards the camera a little bit and pull it down. Maybe that's what I did. Maybe I lowered the bottom donuts and then the top ones didn't go with it. If you wanted to, you could actually parent the donuts to each other so that when you rotate or move one on the bottom, then it moves the one on the top. But I don't think it's really necessary, and it can be a little bit hard to work with as well. So yeah. Oh, they're now touching. I gotta move them apart. Yeah, something like that. Awesome. Now the countertop, I'm going to scale this out until the edges of the countertop, like this edge that is here, and then this edge that are here, are just outside of the frame. Because our camera, I mean, we are going to add a camera animation so that it goes down, but we're not going to be like doing a 360 pan of the donut. So we're not going to be able to see the rest of the scene. So we don't need a kitchen countertop that stretches all out this way. It's just a waste of resources. So we're just going to literally just stop at the edges of where the camera can see. I used to think when I was starting 3D that that's like lazy, but now I'm like, no, that's like how you use your resources properly. Otherwise you end up doing stuff that nobody ever sees, which is actually a pretty common problem in the industry. People over-engineer models and things just in case the camera needs to be close, and then it never does, and then anyway. Now I do want a backsplash for this, so I'm just going to duplicate the bottom plane here. So Shift D, pull it out to, you know, roughly there, and then I'm going to hit R and then X, so I'm rotating it along the X axis, and then just holding down Control to snap it to the near.
My tilted.
Nearest 5-degree increment, and in the top left-hand corner of my screen, I'm just looking for 90, and there it is. So I do a single click, I'll move this up like so, and now we have a backsplash. And the final thing we'll do before moving on to the next tutorial is create some different donut colors. Now you could actually do the same thing as we did for the sprinkles and create that random through color ramp option for this. The trouble I've found with doing it for the donut icings is that you can sometimes just end up with a bad batch where you've got like a string of like yellow donuts and you can't change it because there's no sample option for the random thing. So I find it's better if you haven't got enough objects to instead just manually set up the colors, and it also just allows you to finesse it as more of an artist. So a long way to say we're going to create different materials for each of the different icings. So the one that's already there, we'll just call it pink icing, and now so I definitely want that one to be pink, which means these ones that are directly behind it, I definitely want to be a different color. So I'm going to click the little number to make it a single user, and I'll call this one blue icing. And then
That looks nice.
in the color, I'm going to make it a kind of an aqua-ish color. Let's go into material select. There we go. This one here, I'm going to make it a yellow icing. So clicking the little.
This one is going to be purple icing. This one is going to be yellow. That's what we're gonna do. Blue, purple, and yellow ice. Heck. My color go. Be more of an orange. And then this one is blue. And this one back here is purple. One up here, yellow. I don't think I like the purple. Changing my mind. Want red. Dark.
What?
Yes.
Did you hear me when I said it was ready?
No.
Mhm.
It's ready. It's warmed up.
Okay.
Same as last night.
Okay, wait. Let me fix this part. Because this will be so silly. And that's not really what I want, but it did. Change this one to dark pink. Oh my goodness. Or should that one be blue? Maybe I can do... I don't know, I kind of like the... Yeah, okay. Boom! Alright, guys. I think he's going to teach me how to do different sprinkles on them next, but I'm going to go eat some dinner and do that off stream. See y'all later. Thanks for hanging out with me and learning how to